doing today is the C7 headlight conversion. So I have to take all of this off. The fenders, I can leave the hood on. I gotta take all of this stuff off. Take these headlights out, run the new C7 headlights in with the LEDs. So good times, good times. And this is what the C7 headlights look like. So they have the LED strip in there, the sequential turn signals, which I'm excited about because it looks really good, and it comes with the whole wiring kit and some other stuff. And I actually did purchase these from Vet Lights. Really good guys, great customer service, easy to work with, and highly recommend purchasing the product from them if you decide to tackle this project. So the instructions say 4 hours, but we're going to see how long it will actually take. As far as being mechanically inclined, automotively, I'll probably say I'm a 6 or maybe 7 out of 10. So I will let you know how long it actually takes for someone who is just an average Joe. To get started, I have to take out these bolts, these fender bolts. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks like. And from some of the other videos I've watched, I'm going to leave all of them, or I'm going to take all of them out and leave just this one in. That way it's easy to line the fender back up so everything looks factory again. And then there are some other bolts down in here. I think there's 4 down there to loosen the bumper. So we'll see how this goes. Those look like 9/32. I don't know. I haven't put a socket on it yet. And then these I do know are T15 bolts. So I'm gonna get started on this. All right, now the headlights are officially out. Talk about a pain in the butt. Now, if you take the whole front bumper off and take the wheels off instead of having to get in the car every couple of times, spin them to the right, spin them to the left, it would be a whole lot easier. But this modification can be done without taking off a bunch of major components, and that's what I wanted to see. I know you could take the bumper off and do it that way and jack the car up, but I just wanted to go ahead and see exactly if I can do everything without jacking the car up, taking the bumper off, and so forth. But it's not too difficult. It's just kind of it's a little bit of a pain, especially if you have, you know, big hands or bigger wrists and forearms and stuff. It's hard to get your arms and hands in those spaces, but I was able to do it. But yeah, if I ever do this again, I will take the bumper off and I will jack the car up and take the wheels off, that's for sure. But so far, this is how it's coming along. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes in, so we'll see how long this actually takes. This is what I'm drinking to get me through this project. It's my first time doing it, so wanted to go ahead and have me a little pick me up. And I love these things, man. These things are so good when they're ice cold, but I know they're so bad at the same time for you. But whatever, it is what it is. If anything, I'll just sweat the bad stuff out because it is hot. I think after this, I might go jump in the pool. Now in here, the wire actually plugs into number 6. Pardon my hands because they are nasty. But anyways, plugs into number 6. I went ahead and I notched out this cover. That way the wire can just go through there. It doesn't pinch down on there. I'm gonna zip tie all this stuff nice and neat, but it runs through there, cord there, runs all the way across. Then you have the cord on the other side. Now I'm about to put the headlights in. I went ahead and I put tape around the edges because I don't want to scratch them. And on the back, I have, if you want the blinkers to blink normal, you would actually plug this in. I have them separated and taped up so no moisture get behind or in the connection because I want them to blink in a sequential mode, which if you leave them disconnected, that's what should take place. And when I say sequential mode, basically the headlights or the turn signals will blink like this instead of just a flash. So with that being said, let's put these bad boys in. I just turned the hazards on, so that is the sequential turn signal. I really like them, so excited to get the rest of it done. And this is what the outcome looks like. And I also cleaned the motor because it was extremely dirty when I started the project. But I have the wire coming out of the fuse panel over here. I zip tied it, ran it in here to this headlight, came out down here, zip tied it in wire loom, following some hoses so it would look like it was never installed, and it came out pretty good. I just need to do some adjusting here and there, kind of tie it up a little bit because I'm pretty picky on how I like everything being proportional, and I really want it to follow that hose that goes around. So that's how the install turned out. The headlights are great. I will say they look amazing. They work great at night, and definitely worth the money from a looks standpoint as well as a functionality standpoint. I'm really happy with them. And if anyone is on the fence about upgrading your headlights to the Ventlight Morimoto setup, I highly recommend it, and they truly are worth every penny. All right, the new headlights are in, and I must say, I really like how they turned out. There's the old ones on the ground. Put those down there as a comparison. But the fitment on these were a little screwy because I didn't realize that you have to actually adjust the headlight to fit in there perfect. It doesn't sit or doesn't seat in the factory holes perfect like the factory headlights, because the factory headlights do have a washer on the back of the stud that is attached to the headlight that will seat them perfectly, so you have, you know, a perfect gap all the way around the lights. I adjusted this 2 or 3 different times. Everything looks just about perfect. There's a teeny gap right there, but it's not that bad, and when you're 2 feet away you don't even see it. So they don't line up 100% perfect, but they are pretty close. I'm really happy with them. They look amazing. Here are the turn signals in the sequential mode, which I think they look really good. I like those a lot. You have 2 choices, as I mentioned earlier. You can do sequential, or you can just do a solid blink, like the whole line. All of those LED turn signals just blink one time, but I like the sequential look. Gives it something a little bit different look. Here is what the LED, the C7 LED strip looks like, the daytime running lights. I think they look really good. And they are fairly bright. It's really hard to tell in this video, but they are pretty bright. And this is what the whole headlight setup looks like when they're on. Looks really good. And it is light outside, but I can tell you right now, these lights are bright. So I'm interested to see how much better they are at night. Now, my windshield is tinted, so it was already difficult to see at night. And then when you factor in the tinted headlights, the factory tinted headlights, it made it a little more difficult to see. So for me, I know these are going to be a huge upgrade. Well, to sum it up, guys, a few things on these headlights. The install on a chart from 1 to 10, I would say is probably a 6. I actually installed the headlights without a floor jack and without removing the bumper. I just wanted to see if that was something that could be done, and it can be done. Of course, it's going to be a lot easier to do the install with a jack and removing the bumper, but it can be done without removing the bumper as well as using a jack. But with that being said, the install itself probably took me about 5 hours total, and then about an extra 45 minutes to an hour adjusting the headlights, because they don't seat in there like the stock lights. You have to do some adjusting to get them in there to sit perfect. So that was an extra 45 minutes or so. So I'd say all in all, probably about 6 hours. The install is pretty simple. Basic hand tools are needed, and basic skill set. The headlights cost, I think I purchased them from Vet Lights for around $1,200, and they are worth every penny. As I mentioned, they look great. They work great at night, a lot better than the factory headlights. Gives a car a nice clean look, updated look. Definitely well worth the money. And I got some other videos and car mods coming down the pipeline with the, the hood, the heat extractor in the hood. I'm actually going to have the heads reworked in the car, so I'm going to take you guys through that whole process, intake, tune, all of that. So we're going to go ahead and spend a lot of time playing around with this car. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. Please feel free to like the channel, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, punch that bell, mash that bell. It's 2020. Nothing else better to do at night but sit around and watch YouTube videos. So mash that bell, get new notifications of new footage, new videos. It's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of fun coming down the pipeline with anything to do with motors, whether, it's my car, other people's vehicles, RC stuff, just anything with a motor in general. Hope you liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. See ya.